Hello everybody, Rainbow Dark Dragon here, back with another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today we are going to be playing some tri-color budget deck, part of the Teaches series. Now I have built the mono black core. This is off the mono black core still. We are showing you how that process works by staying consistent with it, so our main core base is still mono black. Hence why the most basic lands we have is black. Now for a lot of these cards, we're still using the commons and uncommons, and the rares and mythics that we put into the other Teaches decks from the core black. So we made the core green black from the blue deck, and from the blue deck as well. Didn't really put anything from the mono green control other than some of the lands. This is why I meant heavily focus on getting yourself the lands and your budget decks. That will allow you to be able to play other color decks like this. And because we spent our rares into these land bases for our videos, so we had the first initial video being the mono black, right? And we focused just on this and nothing else. This was the only thing in the mono black deck. It was just basically stuff like this. And basic lands. Right? And then we grew into green black, with this one being the splash, like one of this. These to help tutor this. And then the rest was into lands. Right? That is the core attitude you need to have. That's the discipline you need to have when you play Arena. It sucks to have to spend your wild cards on those kind of things, but they are a necessary part in being able to expand your horizons for decks of future. And that is going to be very big for you. It's going to be very necessary, in fact. So keep that in mind. Try and invest into the lands when you can. Now, if this is your first time clicking onto this and you weren't keeping up with the series, you can technically replace these ones with more of these tap lands, right? You just verbatim replace these with tap lands, with the 4 green black ones, the blue black ones, the green black, and then you can also play the other tap lands that are also 2 colors that aren't game life but deal damage. There's also the ones that are both swamp and forest. We don't really need them for domain purposes, but we do have those as well as an option, and you can replace those with all the tap lands. Because you do need to be able to play your spells and your mana. Preferably try and keep them all primarily black, because our core is, again, black. Hence why we're not playing Llanowar Elves or something like that, right? There's nothing to ramp into, and it's not going to help. Unless you have, a lot of multicolor lands. But again, I will reiterate, having on-tap lands are very important. I'm doing it with the tap lands for the most part, but the speed lands for this kind of a deck, in fact, I actually do have those in there. Alright, we're back from the detour, but something like this is fine. Definitely have the on-tap lands for low aggressive decks. You really want to be able to cast your spells when you want to cast your spells. Not when your mana dictates you want to cast your spells, but when you want to dictate when you cast your spells. So it's important to build your deck according to that. Playing this card with this, because it's nice to get the little 2-for-1. If you can kill a small creature and a big creature in one. Very nice. 2.1 compared to average cost. 23 lands, because it's not a land heavy deck. The only 5-drop in our deck is this. And this is a 4-drop. But still pretty light on land. Sideboard, pretty basic sideboard here. I got my Haywire Mites, as you've seen from all my other videos, for sideboarding. Very important card for against aggro and other enchantments and non-creature things. Very important to have exile removal. Exile removal for graveyards, aggro, and for destroying all artifacts and enchantments. Very important to destroy artifacts and enchantments. They're very common, very prevalent. Eclipses for aggro decks, and some Nighthawks as well. And with that being said, that's the basic core concept of it. Just focus on your lands to allow you to be able to cast your spells and work off the core that you built and that you've been building off of. That allows you to both add more to that core and allows you to expand into other colors. Let's get into some matches. Alright guys, we are playing against Cat Person. Okay. Play first. Very keepable hand, so we'll keep. Opponent's mulliganing. Hopefully mulls again. That'll put a lot of goodness for Liliana here. Alright, mana fix it. Play down Arona. Get some hand filter here. Get rid of some of these lands to draw some action, hopefully. Never mind, just going to draw out removal. Play this down, +1, discard the Underground River. Phyrexian Obliterator deck. Now we do have a lot of exile removal, so we should be fine against this kind of deck.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Boom. Pass the turn. Pay 3 life here. Make him spend his mana. Get rid of his map. Yeah. Very important to play removal. Against this kind of deck, a lot of fight. So some Death Touch will be relevant. This is not going to have much of a use, I don't think. These are going to be very important. Lost Teeth aren't going to be much of a use either. A lot of dead air in this against this kind of a strategy. I guess I'll keep it in for the Eaten Lives, I guess. Don't really want to play creatures. Guess I'll go down to Halo Forger. Try it like that, I suppose. We're not really too fit to play against a Obliterator kind of like style play. So, we'll see. Drinking water. Alright, we're in. This is a keepable hand. Even have tap land turn 1. Now, this isn't a too good of a hand, but do have Liliana.
Something suspicious is going on. And for once, I'm tired of your secrets.
See if he has removal. No, just land. Is all we hit. So if he plays as Obliterator. Okay, so just Maelstrom Pulse.
Knew this was a waste of time.
I could have sworn I've seen a deck like this. Pass the turn. Have a Nighthawk down. See how much more removal he has. Yup. Lay down another Nighthawk. So if he does have fight removal, it'll still kill his creature. Very important to keep his things as 2 for 1 as much as possible. Does have a land creature. Stonebrain. Not really sure what he's going to hit. Maybe Liliana the Veil will be his best bet. Because I think that's what hurts his deck the most. And that is what he's going to choose. Alright. We do have artifact removal. It's just not going to be relevant. Because you should never really play Stonebrain down until you have the 2 mana to get rid of something. Let's have an Annex here. Play out a Glissa. Just play out all of our hand. And the Glissa makes it hard for him to do much with his enchantment. But he did have a Maelstrom Pulse, another one. Unfortunate for us. See what we get. Play down another Glissa. Try and gain some life here. He's going to activate the demon. Not the best for us. But we do have plenty of removal for this exact situation. We didn't draw any of it. But still. X1. Sack a creature. The Fae. Restore a target enchantment. Gain some life. He is at 11. He is at 10, but he does have like 3 fresh cards. So that is a concern for me. I will activate my cottage. And just attack all. I guess I'll get rid of the Annex, I suppose. Yep. don't have Liliana, so I will play that. He might have Lilianas, but I don't really care. On the disciplined play. Now, he does have to be careful here. He does have 3 life. Nah, it's just another Halo Forger. Our opponent was very concerned about the Liliana. Yeah. And he can sack the food to gain 3 life, putting him to 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just dead, unless he has removal here. Well, he does have the blocker. But that doesn't help. Yeah. Alright. We got there. Nice. We were able to grind them out with our own value. And with just our ability of game planning. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Alright, we're playing against Angel Lady. Angel Lady will be not going first. We shall be going first. This is keepable. I'll keep. I'll just dig with this. Not land. Look like a blue-green deck here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play Liliana turn 3. That's very unfortunate. Glimpse the core. Interesting. Don't need that one. Play land past turn. I need black mana. More of my core mana. I don't need another just green-blue land. Just get rid of that with Terra Sunder. Of course it is. Pass the turn. Another one. No, I'll get rid of it. One more mana, I'll be able to Halo Forger and eat the Spelunking again. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. So, like, Lisa is just not gonna be able to come out down. Because there's no way he doesn't have Wraths in hand. Yeah, because he just has stuff like that.
It's no fun when they hit back. You won't be outsmarting me.
Go ahead and just swing 2. Yeah, he just snapped killed the Liliana. His Wraths just can't answer that. So I'll have to make him play his Wraths on just one creature at a time. I will be able to Halo Forger, get rid of this Spelunking, because it looks like he's the clone deck that clones this stuff. Very annoying to deal with those kind of decks. That's what I forgot to put in. Dress. Dress would be a pretty good card against these decks. Maybe he doesn't have Wrath in hand? Maybe. I don't know. I will go ahead and get my attack in. So it does have interaction. Get rid of the Spelunking here. It's pretty critical for him to not have too much mana. So he's already up pretty high in mana. Also makes him want to have to play Wrath here. The fact that I can hit my opponent's graveyard with the Halo Forger is really, really good. And that also tells me he does not have Wrath in him. So this is going to try and get the desert thing. So he might not have the mana to be able to play it. So I just need a Liliana here. Yeah. That's cool, because you're able to copy the evasion, get more copies of this. That was actually really pathetic. What do I want here with this? Kind of nothing. Do I want to get lucky? Screw it. Yeah, let's get lucky. Better lucky than good. He was going to hit removal too. So yeah. Fine by me. Get back the Halo Forger. Nah. I shall play out my creatures. Keep Halo Forger, yeah. Yeah, I'll just get lost here. One, two. Destroy target enchantments. Spelunking. Hit for one, pass turn, and now my land is lethal. And yeah, that's it. Alright, we got there. Nice. Very good to win game one against this kind of style deck. Especially since our deck is not geared to this. We're going to have a very tough time game 2 and 3 against this deck as well. But very good for us to get that now. Want these. Go down this. Now, I want the Soul Guide Lanterns just to draw. I don't want to get rid of all my removal because he does have overlords. So, bam. No. The overlords are enchantments. We'll try it like this. Keep the swords in. Just for some extra power on the board on any creatures that survive. We keep marsh lands. Rona? Try and get some land filters. One did Scribe, but he does get a Surveil here. Getting rid of land. Interesting. It's a little colorless at the moment, though, so that's fine. I don't think I want teeth. I want teeth, but I like this. Get the sword down. Actually, I highly prefer that he wasted it on that card. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. All because I did forget to play my my cards in the first place. So, probably got two things he really needed there. Eventually I'll be able to stock up on my own as well. Let's see us get rid of the card from his hand. Probably it's just gonna be a useless land. No, spell. Interesting. Pass the turn. Just try and get a Liliana here. Before he draws. More chances of getting the gate. And it comes into play tapped. Or, unless it's a basic land. Then it comes to play on tap, but whatever. Well, he has 3 mana here. Do want this. Don't want that. Doesn't have any white mana. So let's try and start pressuring his life total. Yeah. Pass the turn. Then I can just get rid of the Eaten Alive. So he's just gonna get lost. Cool. Yeah, because it only has one pseudo white source at the moment. That does fix it. Getting my own card advantage is going to be very important here. Doesn't have the mana for negate. I'm off 1 mana. Get rid of Cease and Desist.
Enough with the mysteries.
Honestly,
Drop it.
the Hailer Forger. Interesting. I'll leave that there. Start hitting them down. Kind of what I expected. Does get the stock up here. Hopefully he plays a Overlord or something. Nah, just more stock ups. Fair. Probably gonna Rona, discard a Terra Sunder, so I can still play on a +1, hope I can draw a land or playable card. Now I'm just gonna hold for Terra Sunder, Terra Sunder. End the turn. Yeah. Cool, that's how it works, by the way. Oh, I fucked up.
We all have things
Oops.
we'd rather
I messed that one up, guys. Sorry. Was supposed to play the Might, hold it up to get rid of the Adventure. Well, it wouldn't matter, because you can still tap all this stuff for mana anyway, so... Yeah, it didn't actually affect anything. It was the right call. I made the right call. Yeah. I was right. Yeah, because even if I had the thing, he has priority because it's a mana ability, and you just do it on the stack. So, it had to have been counter magic. Strangely enough, I forgot to add counter magic as well. Pretty bad for me. I guess you get Wrath here, and just Wrath the board. That's not it. No, that's not it at all. You get Wrath. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, maybe he does have it. And you just get another clone, another one of these, the double gains. So that's how this deck plays. They don't play this in the main board at all. And then they just rely on the evasion to do it. For setup, I guess. Cool. So he has a lot of mana. Basic land. They are not basic. Yep. Get rid of it and attack out. Okay, so I was right. Get Wrath. So our opponent could have gotten Wrath if he had one in the sideboard, which you should if you have a tutor like that. Get Wrath, play Wrath, get rid of my board. Now, he'd still be basically empty-handed, but that would have been the way for him to live. Alright, we're playing against a nerd. Alright, that works for me. The sand works. So we'll keep. Turn 1 play. Now, is our opponent aggro? That will determine if we keep this or not. I'm going to make a judgment call and say no. Now, this could be very well wrong. We don't know. It's game 1. That's the downside of playing first with the Scryland, and it's aggro. You love to see it, don't you guys? Well, Eaten Alive will help somewhat. We will be able to hopefully draw more black sources. But Eaten Alive, get rid of this. Deadly, reanimate it. No blocks. Okay, so we did get more black sources. Boom. And I want to draw another black source. No, I just needed playland. I drew my black source. And then we'll be able to... Let's see, what do we get here? Oh, so we hit 2 of them, actually. One of them is his. Man, that sucks. Well, we tried, everybody. Who knew that it was going to be aggro? I didn't. But now we do. And my life is a hell. Alright, wonderful. That's not going to work out. Yeah, let's just move into game 2. And bring in everything that will help against this. Right? Not gonna help. Not exactly gonna help. That'll work fine. Go down on some of these. Something like this. Might be too much there. Something like that. Try it out. Now that we know what our opponent is, we might be able to get an advantage against them. Yeah. I have faith in my mana to be able to cast this when I need to cast it. Now, our opponent is playing the rat deck, or the mouse guy deck, so there is a very heavy mulligan potential to those kind of decks, which will give this card a much needed boost in its effect, overall effectiveness. So that's good. Alright, we are back. Our opponent timed out. Always a great sign from a mono red deck, right guys? Maybe he just disconnected. That's my hopes. We'll find out soon enough. Let's get forward to let you know. Alright, our opponent disconnected and lost the game. Good for us. That puts us with 1 win. Oh, does that just concede the whole match? Dang, I didn't even know that. Even better for us. A match win. I'll put this at the end. Welcome back, everybody. Some pretty intense games, actually. Really cool, actually. Like that a lot. Oh, card for the day. Kinda cool. But that's this concept of the deck. Just kind of value your opponent out. It's always important to eke out as much value from things into play. Your opponent has to now deal with said things, just so that they don't, you know. What button is it? It's one of these buttons. There it is. So they don't have to deal with playing... I lost my whole track of thought. Anyway. Fun deck. Cool concept, design. I like the ability on what we did with building off the core black with Liliana. I showcased the lands, being able to play everything. Very important to have your right colors when you want to play things. Exile removal and enchantment artifact removal. Great showcase with that last matchup. Turasunder. Beautiful card. You know, whenever I play these cards, I never purred against any of the god decks, the enchantments. Funny how that works, huh? Just kind of food for thought, interest. But that was it. Fun deck. Sideboard worked great. Maybe take 1 or 2 of these out just for, you know, the counter magic, because you are playing blue. So that's about the only other little tinkering I would do with this deck for this design. But this is what we were able to build up to with a bunch of our other stuff. And we can build out this base further in the future, all because we slowly but surely built up our cards with just picking a core color, playing games with those till you got bored with it, got any more rares and mythics, playing more deck concepts, getting the land base set up for those dual color decks, playing with more of the uncommon commons, putting them to your decks, and maybe spending 1 rare or mythic while to add to that other color to make it worth splashing to play, or into your main color black core to keep playing. And then we naturally just get lands and stuff from playing the set, getting rank, playing rank, getting gold, playing gold to do drafts, getting more such and such stuff, and the like. And that's the power of just consistency and sticking to it and grinding it out. And then we can go from this and then venture off into other color combinations between these ones that aren't exactly core black. That's about it for the day. Just wanted to showcase that for real quick about it. Nothing much really to add other than that. I was your host, Rainbow Dark Dragon, and I'll see you at the end of this rainbow.